Hey Clan members, it's me, Monkey Chicken here, and the topic of today's video is my thoughts and opinions on the Division beta. And with that, let's go and begin. Okay guys, so first off I want to say this game has been a real good success, at least with me. I haven't felt like it's been a letdown. Like when I played it, I haven't really felt that like, oh, I can't see myself playing this anymore. Like there's these little things that make you want to go more. Like the ability just to get the clothing and like being able to customize your character is really awesome. I love that. I hate whenever they start putting things behind paywalls. Like, even like the simple things behind like allowing a different cosmetic effect on your character, for the reason being that everyone likes to make things their own, and it feels really nice when it feels like you're influencing the game, whether it be like what kind of theme or like clothes your guys wear to like the skill he takes or the weapons he uses. Like if you want to say that, oh my guy, he loves sniper rifles and stuff, he's gonna look like a hardcore like military guy, or if you can be like, nah, he's like a casual guy, you know, sometimes he just rocks like pistols or something, you know what I mean? It's really nice to have that, and the more like cosmetic effects that are out there, there's more of you to want to go out and try to find them, you know, to go around that extra alley, you know, to walk that little bit farther to see whether or not there's something around the corner. And I really like that. And I also like the fact that not only do they have those cosmetic effects for your character, but they also have like the standard kind of like RPG things where like, oh look, there's a bridge here, but if you notice it here's off left over there, let's go around the corner. Oh look, you found extra ammunition and cosmetics or little bonuses here or there or something else like that. So I love the fact that they also have that, because that's kind of a staple, at least for me, for RPGs, that if you do go that extra little mile or walk that extra little bit of further, you know, investigate just a little bit more, then you get rewarded for that, because then you get enveloped into the storyline, you know, you feel more involved, and I love that. For the combat system itself, I enjoyed that. I thought it felt pretty nice, although granted my very first couple of weapons had like horrible accuracy and it was really hard for me to control. But after I started messing around with my sensitivity and after I started to understand how the game worked and attachments and other things like that, we'll get into that in a moment for the attachments. But the combat system I really enjoyed. It took me a little bit to get used to like the sprint feature, how like when you're in behind one cover, how you would sprint over to the next one. That took me a little bit to get used to, but once I got the handle of it, I was able to not so much master it, but like, oh okay, I got you, I can kind of use it to my advantage and whatnot now. And I really did enjoy it. I liked the whole cover system they had there. It felt pretty fluid. It felt like it was natural, so I enjoyed that. My only gripe with the combat system itself, I would have to say, is how the grenades are used, because you gotta like equip them and then you have to arm them, which is like to set up like your projectile to see where it's gonna go, and then you gotta like trigger pull to let it happen, instead of like you click hold and you see it then release it and then it's gone. It's kind of like it makes it slightly awkward, I guess, only in the feeling that in all the other games that I've ever played, you just click and you know, you're already holding the thing and then you can throw it. So I guess it's just like a mechanic for me that I'll have to like slowly get adapted towards, because even for me right now I'm not really yet there, but I feel with practice, you know, it'll just feel like another thing, like, oh yeah, it's just the way the game works. So I guess for me, yeah, that's the only little gripe that I really do have for the mechanics, at least as it is now for combat. For the rest of it's pretty nice. I will say this, still staying on weapons and whatnot, the attachments themselves I really am enjoying. I like the way they're playing out, that like as you get the different attachments and you equip them differently, I like the compare and contrast between weapons themselves, and I like how you're able to see the exact differences of what's going on between the individual attachments and weapons and how they're affecting it. It's really nice. I like the layout and the HUD for that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty clean. I do enjoy it. It took me just a half a second to figure out like, oh, you gotta hit this button in order to do it. So as long as you're paying attention to like the buttons on the screen, and eventually it just become muscle memory of how you do it, it's pretty nice, so it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I will say this about the overall game itself, including still somewhat in combat system. I like how they changed the traditional route of like, because normally in RPGs and MMOs and all that kind of stuff, you have different kind of classes. You can have your tank class, you know, the one that either has a really hard armor class, so like it reduces a ton of damage, or it can be like an HP tank where like it has a ton of health and it can just take a freaking beating before it's down. And then you usually have your glass cannon, usually sacrificing like health and like basically your ability to survive with just doing tons and tons of damage, which is usually your glass cannon or your damage dealer. And then you have your healer, your support class and whatnot. I like the way they're doing it in this game, that still like, instead of being like, oh, you're a wizard or you're whatever it is, the way they're doing it is with your armor. Like, oh, your armor has like more pockets for you to be like a better engineer, and like since like you can use your special abilities better, you know, if you're the healer class, then you know your heals will come off better. And they're like, oh, this armor is like more sound to like give you better grips from your weapons and stuff, so you can do more damage. And this one's just more padded, so it gives you more health and more defense and whatnot. And I really like that. I thought it was like, oh, that's how they're doing it. Like instead of just having that traditional class, like, oh, you pick it. It's like based on your armor and other things that you equip. So I thought that was super sick. I thought that was really nice. And since you are doing it from your armor, it's something that you can just switch on the fly. It's not something where like, ah, shit, I chose this race, this class, you know, I've put like 20 levels into it or whatever. You know, if you just want to switch one day, like, hey guys, you know, I need this role, like, oh, okay, let me go switch out my armor and then I can fill that slot or whatever it needs to be. Or you can just like multi-class in a way, you know, like have like your main chest piece be like tons of health, but like your gloves or whatever else be like different here and there. You know, it's really nice to just have that freedom and the ability to just switch things on the fly. And speaking of like adaptability and whatnot, the same thing has to go with like the perks and the abilities of like how they're leveled up and you're able to just switch them as you want. It's not something where you're just strictly dedicated and it's like, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake, or if there's a patch that comes out and kind of changes the thing, you're like, I don't like that anymore, but I've put like 30 hours into this specific class, or you know, hundreds of hours into this class, I'll never be able to do anything about it. Like, no, you can just switch it. Granted, you might have to do more quests on like the other different tech tree for you, or you know, if you're going down like the tech route or the medicine route or anything, well, that's later talk. Anyways, it's really nice. I like the way this game is playing out, and it makes me want to play it more. It doesn't really feel like it penalizes you in any way, and I'm enjoying that, so that's pretty cool. And I guess kind of like one of the last sort of things I will talk about is the way you actually get your perks and everything else like that is when you actually get into the game, you're led into like a stadium or whatever it's called, and there you're led into like 3 different wings. You have your like your medicine wing, you have your tech wing, and you have your security wing. And you'll have to like individually open those wings, so like do your first opening quest, and then they'll start giving you quests and events will show up on the map to be like, oh, this is something like, oh, there's been a recent breakout here, get some samples, this way we can hopefully find a cure, and then that'll give you like medicine wing points or whatever to like construct different wings and different things to like open up research for you to get your different perks. And the same thing with the tech, like, oh, there's been a breakthrough here, there's not so much a breakout but a breakthrough or like, oh, there's some cache of chips or something. You know, it's really nice. I like the way it's going, and it's not something where it's just progressive. It's something where you have to actively do it, and it's something, it just gives you more things to do. It's less of like, okay, let me do this same thing over and over and over and over and over again, this way I hopefully get a better result. It's more like the things that you do over again, quote unquote, will give you better benefits overall. And I really like it. I like the way they're planning this out. I like the format. I like the foundation, if you will, of this game. I can see me and my friends playing it for a long time. All in all, I have to like say this game is meeting up to my expectations. I'll say that much. My expectations. Obviously, giving it rated for the beta, since it is a beta, not everything's complete, not everything's 100% set here. You know, I couldn't give it a rating, like, oh, this game's gonna be this. Like, we only have like a limited access to it. But from what I've seen from the beta, it seems pretty awesome. It has so far my stamp of approval. But once again, guys, before you go out buying the game or, you know, saying like, oh, you liked it, it's a beta, guys. It's a beta. Maybe like wait a week or two for like us people who plan to do reviews for it, actually get our hands on it, play it. You know, there's Let's Plays out there, there's Twitch streams of it. Make sure that you watch that. Make sure it's the kind of game that you want to see, and make sure it's the kind of game that you're going to get invested in, because this is one of those games where it's I remember I had a question during my live stream where someone was talking about like, oh, is this the kind of game that I can just pick up and walk away from? Like, probably not. This is probably one of those games where it's going to take a little bit of time where you can sink hours into. It's going to be a fun game, but if it's your kind of game, if you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, definitely watch Let's Plays if they're out there, or Twitch streams or anything else like that. This game does look awesome. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. I'm excited to pick it up. And, yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys have all enjoyed, and let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions. Have you played the beta? And if you did, let me know what you thought of the game, because I'm pretty interested. I'm pretty excited from it. I've heard a couple negative things, but I didn't understand it, because I was like, oh, I actually like that feature of the game, but other people said they didn't. So I'm interested in truly in your guys' opinion, and, yeah, I'm Mugjagan. That's all I really got, guys. Peace.